Welcome to Halfway There. Today on I'm Not Paying That, dungarees. I found these really cute dungarees on Tumblr, and as for a cheeky reverse image search, I found the website that was selling these, legrandboutique.net, for €365. That's about 290 quid or over $400. I'm not paying that. I went down to the local fabric shop and bought 2 meters of heavy striped cotton for 8 quid, or you could also get some light denim. Here's the pattern pieces you'll need. 2 front and 2 back trouser pieces. For these I just traced around a pair of jeans I like the fit of. 2 extra little pieces that go above the back pieces for detail. 2 pocket backings for the front pieces. 2 pocket bags in a thin cotton material. 2 back pockets. The bib piece, the kangaroo pocket, a little pocket that gets stitched onto the kangaroo pocket. A waistband strip that's about 3 inches in width times the whole length of your fabric. 2 straps that are about 2 inches times the whole length of your fabric. And a rectangle that's about 7 inches by 6 inches, and that will become the button placket. You'll also need 4 buttons, a set of dungaree clips and buttons. I got mine for £2.50 at my local craft shop, but you can also get them off Amazon. 2 strap adjusters, and pins, a tape measure, ruler, sharp fabric scissors, and a picker and something to mark with. The first thing you need to do is attach the extra piece to the back using a French seam. You're going to be doing a lot of French seams for these dungarees, so I'm only going to explain how to do it once. First, attach the pieces wrong sides together so that the seam is on the outside. Do a seam that is half your seam allowance. Trim off the excess fabric. Sew another line with the pieces right sides together, that's the opposite, making sure you catch all the raw edges inside. The seam could be finished now, but I like to top stitch the seam to make it look like the jeans I own. Sew a French seam at the bottom edge of the pocket bag you cut out, then mark out how much you need to cut off to give the pocket its shape. Cut it off, then hem the edge that will show. Attach the pocket piece that will sit behind and hide the pocket bag material, then do a basting stitch around the top and side edge to keep the pocket bag in the right place. Next we're going to do a French seam on the inside leg, so attach 1 front piece with 1 back piece and sew them wrong sides together, trim and sew right sides together, top stitch. Do the same for the other leg. You should have 2 pieces that are kind of a Y shape. French seam these pieces together along the curved edge, which will become the crotch seam. Measure how long you're going to need to cut the strips to match the front piece, then cut 2 strips of this length. Do the same for the back piece. Sew a 1/2 inch seam allowance down one of the long edges, turn that inside out and top stitch along that edge. Pin this piece right sides together, upside down, to the trouser piece, then sew a 1/2 inch seam allowance along the top. Flip this up, turn the fabric over, and mark a 1/2 inch from the bottom edge along the waistband piece, and fold this up inside the waistband. Pin it down and sew very close to the edge of the waistband to top stitch it. Grab the rectangle for the button placket. Fold in a 1/4 inch hem along the shorter sides, then fold in half along the short side. Top stitch all the sides apart from the one that's left open. and fold back a 1/4 inch seam allowance along the open edges. You may need to unpick some of your top stitching for this step. Fold back a 1/4 inch from both sides of the open edge, then pin to the left hand side of the front piece. Sew along this edge. Sew up the legs wrong sides together. Stop underneath where you've attached the button placket and backstitched quite a few times. It's important for this not to come undone. Mark on the button placket where you want the buttons to go. Transfer these marks across to the back piece and sew the button on. You can do this by hand, but I prefer doing it by machine because I'm lazy. To do it by machine, fix the darning plate if your machine comes with one, which is kind of a flat plate with dimples on the back, to the space beneath the presser foot. This stops the feeders coming up and moving your fabric along. Remove the presser foot. Set the stitch to zigzag and the stitch length to 0. Line up the needle with one of the holes, then use the hand wheel to make sure it also goes to the other hole. You can adjust the width of this stitch to make sure the needle goes through both holes smoothly. Sew on all your buttons like this. Make the buttonholes on the marks you made using the 4-step buttonhole on your machine. Make them slightly longer than your buttons. My buttons were 7/8 of an inch, so I added a 1/4 inch and made my buttonholes 1 1/8 inch. Now that you've attached buttons, you can check to see if your trousers actually fit. I had to make mine a little bit larger using an extra triangle down the outside leg, but then I also made my waistband fit my body shape using darts. Try your trousers on and mark any places you want to tighten them with pins. Flip the trousers inside out and mark a triangle. The top 2 points are the points that are going to come together, and the bottom point is where the dart ends. Pin this and sew along the long edges of the triangle, but don't backstitch at the bottom of the dart. Instead, leave the tails long and tie knot by hand. This makes sure you don't get any weird lumps at the bottom of the dart. Make sure you also make your darts even across the back by doing one, making the other symmetrical. I like to top stitch my darts, but you don't have to. I just top stitch on one side of the dart to make sure it lies flat. The trousers are now done. We're going to move on to making the bib. Grab your main bib piece and do a rolled hem on all the edges apart from the bottom one that gets stitched to the trousers. Fold the edge in a 1/4 inch, then fold that in another 1/4 inch. This makes sure you don't have any raw edges showing if you have the bib down. Sew quite close to the edge of the roll, not the edge of the bib. Then top stitch around the edge of the bib. Do the exact same to the kangaroo pocket. Roll the hem a 1/4 inch, then roll it again. Sew it down, then top stitch. If you get any weird lumps, don't worry. Just iron it flat using a bit of steam. The little pocket is made in the same way, but go quite slowly because it can be fiddly. Sew the little pocket onto the kangaroo pocket on all the edges apart from the top. Then sew the kangaroo pocket onto the bib on all the edges apart from the curved edges so that you can slide your hands in. Sew a rolled hem around the back pocket pieces as well, then work out where you want to position them on the back of your trouser pieces. I used a pair of my jeans as a reference, but you don't have to. To attach the buttons to the top of the bib, make a hole in the fabric where you want the button to go, then push the front of the button through the hole and hammer the back piece in. Now we need to attach the bib to the trousers. Pin the bib on the inside of the trousers, wrong sides together. Sew about 1/2 inch from the top of the waistband. Then flip this up and top stitch along the seam you just made. To make the straps, take one of the 2-inch strips and cut it in half. Sew 1/2 inch from the long edges on both sides. I like to use a safety pin attached to one of the short edges to help push the material through. This can take a while, but just be patient. Once both straps are turned right side out, iron out the seams to make it lie flat, then top stitch the edges. Now you need to thread the straps through the adjuster and the dungaree clip. Push the strap through the back of the adjuster, then go down through the front. Then push the strap through the back of the clip and back down around the bar that moves. Flip the whole thing over. Move the adjuster away from the clip and pull some of the strap through the adjuster to make a loop, and this makes threading it a lot easier. Push the free end of the strap through one side of the adjuster, then pull it out to the other side of the bar that moves. Bend this back on itself and sew the end down. Now all you need to do is sew the straps down to the back of the dungarees, equidistant from the centre back seam. And you're done. I'm really happy with how these turned out. Thank you for making it to the end of this super long tutorial. Hopefully my next one is going to be a little bit shorter. Leave a like if you liked it, hit subscribe if you want to subscribe. If you make a pair of these, tag them with #halfwaythere_DIY, all one word, and I'll stick my favourite ones at the beginning of the next video. Bye!